Hey friends, now just a quick video today to update you with some rather exciting news. Now, whether you're a long-time fan of the Friend platform or maybe you've just recently discovered us through our upcoming ICO, which is currently in pre-sale on our website FriendUP.cloud. Today, I'm very pleased to be able to share with you our official ICO rating from the team at ICOrating.com. Now, if you're not familiar with ICO rating, they're a team of experts who are perfectly placed to be able to evaluate and assess all areas of an ICO, from the team and the technology behind it, future plans, and really tell you if a project has got legs, as it were, and if it's worth contributing towards. Now, looking at their website here, you can see they've actually got a multinational team consisting of more than 50 experts who've got backgrounds in finance and investment banking, and they really do specialize narrowly in evaluating companies in the fields of blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and ICOs and ITOs. So, looking at their credentials, they are perfectly placed to give their expert opinion on our ICO, and I'm pleased to say they've given us a very good rating. Now, if we go back to their homepage and look at this chart they've got here on the front, we are placed nice and high on the list, and as you can see, we've got a rating of stable plus. Now, if we look at the full report that they've issued, it gives a lot more detail on how they've reached this conclusion. Now, this entire document is 28 pages long, obviously way too long to go into fully in this video. But if you'd like to download it and read it at your own leisure, I will provide a link to the full document in the video description. Now, the really important part is quite early on in this document where they give their overall summary and the rating, which, as you can see there at the top, they've given us a stable plus rating. Now, this is really good. It means that they think that FriendUP as a whole and the FNT, Friend Network tokens, have got a good future and will be very useful in the long term. And they also confirm that we've got a very interesting product and concept, and something that's really important in the world of ICOs, the fact that we've got a functioning product already that has several years of development behind it. In fact, we've actually had a full-time team working on Friend since way back in 2014. Now, another important aspect to judge any ICO on is longevity and future plans. Now, recently we did publish a very comprehensive roadmap that covers our plans for the platform and the progress we expect to make over the next few years. And we actually published this on our website. At the moment, it's just a large PNG file that you can kind of move around. But we are going to be working on improving this and implementing it in HTML5. So you'll be able to click all of these different sections here and get more information on our plans. But it is nice to see that they appreciated how in-depth our plans are and how much attention we've paid to functionality. And as you can see, our roadmap takes us right up to Q4 of 2021. So, looking at this, it does prove that we're in this for the long haul. Now, as with all ICOs, they do identify some concern areas, which obviously we are taking very seriously, and we do wish to alleviate any doubts or fears, and I will go into those in more detail at the end of this video. But in the second section of their review, they detail some of the places you can find out more about Friend and connect with us, and also some information on the ICO itself and the token generating process, what we intend to do with the contributions, and obviously you can get all of this detail in the report and by visiting our website. Now, there are some really powerful sections of this document which really do tie into our vision for Friend as a whole, and where we see it fitting into the general cloud computing, blockchain, and commercial IT industry. And as you can see here, they mention that cloud computing is gaining more and more momentum, allowing people to work with their required data via any device with access to the internet, and how Friend is really a framework that allows individuals, developers, or teams to easily deploy and integrate their applications with Ethereum or other decentralized technologies remotely. And then they talk a bit about how you can create your Friend virtual computer, how you go about configuring it. And you can do this all yourself by actually signing up for a free cloud computer right now on our website of FriendUP.cloud and walk through this yourself. It's really simple, so I won't go into all that on this short video. There's also some information about the various applications that we bundle in the standard Friend install, and there is a brief look at the programmer's editor, Friend Create, which allows you to actually code your own software from within Friend. Now, next, they cover the connectivity of Friend, talking about connecting third-party services like Google Drive, Dropbox, IPFS, and storage, and various other services. And there's also a look at the various components, libraries, file system drivers. This bit actually goes pretty in-depth, and it talks a bit more about how we integrate blockchain and non-blockchain providers and technologies from within Friend. Now, this section I found particularly interesting. It's really a look at the market and how they see Friend fitting into it. Now, they do mention that the cloud computing market is due for some massive growth in 2018 by 16% over last year to a whopping $287 billion, according to a report that was published last year by Gartner. The strongest growth, they say, will be in cloud system infrastructure services, which are projected to grow by 32% this year. And you can see the projections in more detail here. Now, they also mentioned some research by Citrix and IDC, which revealed that 94% of companies worldwide are actively preparing for increased use of cloud technologies and are already engaged in either the revision or transformation or modernization of their network infrastructure to simplify the delivery of applications, which obviously, if you know anything about Friend, that is an area where Friend is perfectly placed. And they actually say here at the bottom, we believe that Friend is able to assist this huge market, which has great growth potential, to enter the world of blockchain and thereby avoid reliance on a centralized infrastructure. And they also talk about other projects that deal with distributed storage using blockchain technologies, all of which they actually say are inferior in functionality and capabilities when compared with Friend, which enables developing and deploying software applications, storage for databases, and other functionality, providing the necessary processing power. Therefore, they say all the other projects that they've mentioned above are not direct competitors for Friend, which is actually a question that we get quite a lot, so it is good to see that they're on the same page. Now, they do say that we do have some potential major competitors named in this report here: Amazon Cloud Services, Microsoft Azure, the Google Cloud Platform, which I think you'll agree are, some pretty major products. But they do conclude at the end here that Friend does have advantages in several areas over all of them, including decentralization, our partners, our speed of deployment, security on the Friend platform, availability of applications and functions on all platforms, from PCs to smartphones, and obviously zero cost of deployment. This next section talks a little bit about our highly experienced team, a bit about their background, and also some of our key advisors to the Friend project as well. A bit more detail here about our development roadmap. And in this section, they also cover our marketing strategy in team as well, which, there's some really good reading here. It says that we've paid attention to activities and events that could not only attract end users, but developers as well. Obviously, we attend a lot of shows and conferences and forums. Our training videos and updates that we do here on YouTube, they've said are very clear, informative, and useful. They mention our press coverage in places like Norway's biggest financial paper, Finansavisen, and they also talk a bit about our roots and team who were involved in Commodore and the Amiga computers development as well in the past. Reading on a bit further, they talk a bit about our technology, which is already working and being used in various commercial products, including Google, IBM, Samsung, Ethereum, our new partners and major companies that we've worked with already. And they also give some advice on improving our communication, including, they mentioned here, a Telegram group, which, after reading this report, we have set up in the last week, and it is becoming increasingly active. So if you want to join us on Telegram, I will, of course, leave the link to that in this video description. And despite our overall marketing standard being high, they do say that we need to pay more attention to TGE promotion, which we do totally agree with, hands up, and we have made some really big steps to improve that over the last week since receiving this report. You can also read a bit about the economics and the outcome scenarios of the funding and where that funding will go. Obviously, we've always prided ourselves on being very transparent about all of this. And they do note that the Friend team is allocated quite a large portion of the budget. They've summarised due to the high living costs in Norway, where Friend is mainly based, which does actually bring us on to their risks and concerns section. Now, as mentioned there, they state that our team and therefore wage levels are quite high, as we are concentrated in Norway, which does have a much higher cost of living than many parts of the world. However, although our main offices are based in Norway, we do have remote workers based all around the world, many of which in countries which are a lot cheaper to live in than Norway. And I will say that these proposed figures for staff is there because we intend to build a massive infrastructure, and this needs to be constructed incredibly well, which in turn, does need very talented and therefore in demand and quite expensive coders. Now, the budgets are explained in a lot more detail in our white paper. And they do express some concerns in here about future motivation after the ICO. But I mean, I've already demonstrated to you, that we have got a roadmap going to 2021, which is already looking, pretty full. And all the team members today who have been working on Friend over the last 4 years are doing this because they believe it's the right thing to do. Even looking at our founding member, Hogner, our chief architect, to Hogner, this is a lifelong mission. We really do believe that this project is going to change the world, and we're working on this with, top motivation. And from the financial side, we've already had 5 rounds of equity, and, we have been able to convince all of our shareholders so far that what we're doing is the right move. And you may or may not know that we're actually the world's first ICO to come from within Norway, and that means we're working very closely with some very high-profile people and the Norwegian government, who is very much in our favour. And the thing about Norway is it's super transparent. So what it means is all token holders are going to have access to all accounting and other information, a lot more than what a public company has to disclose in, for example, America. And doing this ICO from Norway, it's really a bit of a mission for the founders of Friend as well. They kind of want to plough the way to make like a safe ICO runway and make it really transparent and solid that hopefully others can kind of follow in our footsteps. And I will say the ICO is just one part of Friend as well. And we have already been operating for a couple of years now, a successful commercial business-to-business market with an increasing list of clients that's rapidly gaining traction, and therefore that makes us a lot less of a risk than companies who rely solely on ICO contributions. Now, they do mention that we need to interact more with our community and need to really up our social media efforts with potential contributors, which, we have taken this feedback very seriously. And I can tell you that, in fact, we've actually taken on extra team members to focus on just this task inside the last week. So we are working very hard and pretty much working flat out at the moment to get the word out there about this, this industry-changing technology that we really, truly believe in. But, apart from that bit of feedback they give at the end there, they say they don't detect any other significant risks that could adversely affect the attractiveness of the Friend project. So I think reading through this, it is very positive and some really useful, great feedback. I implore you to have a proper read of it. Like I said, I will put that in the video description if you want to download the PDF or read the document on their website. And please do join our new Telegram group where our team are all ready to answer any of the questions you may have. And, you can get on there 24 hours a day. We're pretty much there around the clock. And you can join the pre-sale right now by heading to our website at friendup.cloud. Thank you for watching.